Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're unpacking the financial challenges that middle-class Americans are grappling with in 2024, from the wealth gap to the job market uncertainties. We'll cover key issues that are shaping the economic reality for millions. So let's get right into it. The wealth gap in America is more pronounced than ever. Despite economic growth, middle-class wages have stagnated and the cost of living has soared. You don't need me to tell you that. Just go to the supermarket and grab 3 things and find out. However, this disparity is not just numbers on a chart. It's about real people feeling the pinch. Something has gone very wrong in the American economy over the past generation. Economists and policymakers focused on economic growth without concerns for who was benefiting from that growth or how the market forces generating that growth were affecting families. The result is that while the economy did grow and everyone has more stuff, families find themselves under much greater financial pressure. Now, let's take a look at this chart. Over the last 50 years, corporate profits and productivity has grown except for wages. Now, what exactly is driving all this pressure that is putting all the stress on middle-class families? The answer is debt. Debt is a mounting concern. With credit card, auto loan, and medical debt on the rise, savings are taking a hit. Many families are struggling to cope with these rising costs, squeezing budgets and causing anxiety about long-term financial stability. A CNBC survey found that nearly 75% of American working adults are stressed about their personal finances. More than half of the respondents, about 61%, reported living paycheck to paycheck. 7 in 10 U.S. workers stated they would require an annual salary of no more than $150,000 a year to feel financially stable. Workers are in constant need of emergency cash, according to Bank of America. Americans are increasingly withdrawing from their retirement savings. Data analysts from Bank of America showed that 401k participants taking hardship distributions surged 36% year over year. Additionally, the rate of people borrowing from their workplace plans have also significantly increased. White-collar workers are not exempt from this trend. Despite a low unemployment rate of 3.7% and rampant hiring, the U.S. job market is cooling for white-collar workers. With job scarcity comes financial insecurity. Government data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics revealed that job openings fell by 617,000 to 8.7 million on the last day of October, the lowest level since March of 2021. According to the St. Louis Federal Reserve, hiring fell 18,000 to 5.8 million that same month. There has been a significant decrease in the pace of hiring in the private sector since reaching the highest point in November of 2021. Stagnating wages are a harsh reality. In 1985, a typical male worker could support a family on just 40 weeks of income. Today, it requires 62 weeks. This stagnation means less money for savings, investment, and even the basics. You see, back in 1985, while the median weekly income for a man aged 25 years or older working full-time was $443, roughly works out to about $23,000 a year. In 2022, the median weekly income for a man aged 25 or older working full-time was $1,200 a week, roughly $63,000 a year. In other words, the cost of living is rising relentlessly. Middle and lower income Americans are experiencing inflation rates higher than those for upper income earners, making it harder to maintain a decent standard of living. About 6 in 10 Americans are failing to meet their basic needs, with their incomes falling short by almost $14,000 on average in 2022. That underscores the struggle that many households are facing after 2 years of rising inflation, which has pushed up costs for everything, from food to rent. For middle and lower income Americans, wherever it is in the United States, you aren't doing great. Housing, as measured by the CPI, has increased 54%, but the typical rent for middle and lower income household has soared by almost 3 times that level at 149%. In the last 20 years, inflation for middle and lower income Americans have been higher than it has been for upper income Americans. Now, there is a reason for this, right? And it has to do with assets and also money management. So that's for another video. Wage growth hasn't kept pace such that you are worse off today than you were 20 years ago. For many Americans, it feels like the economy in the country is heading in the wrong direction. Job market uncertainty is another stressor. The U.S. job market is cooling, especially for white-collar workers, leading to financial insecurity. With job scarcity comes the fear of not being able to provide for one's family. Government policy plays a crucial role in the financial well-being of the middle class. Tax benefits often favor the wealthy while the middle class struggles with deregulation and reduced social services. Perception versus reality. The perception, despite these challenges, there's a glimmer of hope. If inflation continues to decline and wages rise faster than the cost of necessities, middle-income households could see some improvement in their financial condition. But, however, here's the reality. A new report from Primerica reveals that compounding impact of inflation has resulted in average cumulative household budget deficit of nearly $2,500 since May of 2021. The report finds that while the pace of inflation has moderated, inflation continues to affect the financial outlook of middle-income households whose budget are disproportionately impacted by the cost of necessities. In fact, data from Home Budget Index, a monthly assessment of middle-income households' purchasing power, indicates the rise in the cost of food, gas, utilities, and healthcare since May of 2021 and has created an average cumulative budget deficit of $2,500 in family budgets. As a result, rebuilding depleted savings and paying off debt is likely to take several more months and potentially even several years for many middle-income families. Guys, it's not all doom and gloom. There are ways to increase your marketability, also to help improve your income in 2024. I will do a whole separate video on that another time. That is a wrap for today's deep dive into the financial roles of the middle class in 2024. Now, remember, knowledge is power. Understanding these issues is the first step towards advocating for change. If you find value in this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Thank you for coming by. I'll see you soon.